Wanderers, welcome to episode 208.
Woo!
Season 2, episode 8. And here we go. But before we go, we love and appreciate every one of you that's been liking, that's been sharing, that's been subscribing, that's been following. We freaking appreciate the hell out of it. But we need to do more. Share with 10 people. Subscribe. Create 10 people.
There was only 6 shares on this episode this week.
Uh-oh.
In all fairness, it's only been
A couple hours.
15 hours.
15 hours. But hey, we appreciate it. But we're on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and we are growing on YouTube. There is a ton of content on YouTube. You don't have time for a full episode. Guess what? I cut out each episode for your listening pleasure. Even put a little title on it so you know what's going on. Go there, check it out, subscribe. But let's jump into today's episode and let's hear from our first, and I was going to say first hour, but it's not. It's the granddaddy of them all. Our title sponsor that brings you this episode, that pays the electric bill, that puts the firewood in the imaginary GCI fireplace. Is it GCI? CGI.
Yeah,
same thing. It's been a long day. The one and only Matt Krieg. Today's episode is brought to you by Krieg Insurance of Huntingburg. Matt Krieg is bound and determined to find you the right coverage. Some would say that Matt doesn't stop until he finds you the right coverage. Hey, Smoke, you want to know something?
Yeah.
They did an x-ray of old Maddie's chest one time. You want to know what they found?
What?
They found that dog in him. Hunting dog, to be exact. Because we all know that hunting dogs don't quit, and neither does Matt. Matt will save you time and effort by researching plans from nationally and locally recognized companies. Matt is focused on life insurance, health insurance, Medicare supplement and Part D plans, and major medical and voluntary benefits. We all have questions about life insurance, health insurance, or hell, for our older listeners, Medicare and Part D plans. They're all complicated and they can be confusing. Don't go at it alone. Call Matt today and let him and the team at Krieg Insurance make sure you and your loved ones are covered today.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all freaking wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from a non-Christmas decorated smoker's lounge.
The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah! The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah!
Here we go! Episode 208. For those of you keeping score at home, it is December 15th. This is going to hit the airwaves on December 22nd, a little Friday before Christmas, the last work day for most before Christmas. So we're going to have us a nice Christmassy episode, I believe.
Yeah, holly jolly.
There we go. All in it to win.
Great holly golly whumper.
Hey, by the way, I heard an interesting thing today.
What?
Before we jump into it,
What?
You know what it would take to bring old Jelly Roll and Company to a town near you?
Oh, I bet it's probably like 135,000
135 what?
an hour.
You saved yourself for that. He is fetching over $1 million and only doing venues that can seat 25,000 plus individuals.
Good for him, dude.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I'm a big
I love
fan.
when trashy people make it.
Well, do you know that phone call with his mom when he's like, "Mom, I've been nominated for the Grammys."
Me 2 Christmas presents.
Yeah. Probably sweet little lady. But anyways, we're here. It is it'll air the 22nd. So let's just get it out of the way. From us to yours, the fellas and I and Couch Guy, we wish all of you a very, very Christmas. Enjoy it with the ones you love. We're big Christmas people. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But yeah, hell yeah. Merry Christmas to you guys. to all
Do you
the
think
wonders
when
out
we
there.
say that we're big this or that people know that we're like big proponents of it and not just big people?
I don't know. I think it's really just big people because in my anecdotal research from posting as much as I do on our YouTube and seeing some of the comments,
We should be for people.
we should be 4 people, which I didn't know. Like I thought maybe like adding a 4th, but
No,
no,
I think they meant, per pound.
yeah. But here's the thing. This is the crazy thing. I ran across another podcast where they're like big guy podcast or some shit.
I saw that.
And I was like, those bastards.
Yeah.
Good for them, I guess. But no, none of us weigh over 600 pounds.
Yeah.
I go to the beach and I turn beer to piss.
Yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
here's the reality of it too. Like, if you take the time to post a comment, you're only helping us.
Yeah.
Whether it's
absolutely.
a positive or a negative, guess what? The algorithm sees that interaction and doesn't
You nailed it.
I know.
Good job.
Doesn't give 2 shits what you have to say.
Actually, I think it does better. If somebody starts talking trash, more people go to like, oh, you got to check out the comments where they're
Yeah.
blasting these fat asses for having a podcast.
Which it's amazing because it's like it still counts as a view,
What do you
bro.
call that? The Streisand effect?
Yeah, the Streisand effect.
Yeah, the
So,
Streisand effect.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. But I love it because I really just I had this conversation with Dave. I was like, I really just want to respond like in the most condescending way, like, hey, thanks for listening. We appreciate the support. Hopefully we'll see you down the road. Like your comment, knowing that you're some knuckle dragging, mouth breathing son of a bitch living in your mom's basement
In a peanut butter fort.
and a peanut butter fort, I don't give 2 shits. And we might make that a short so some asshole comments on it, but go yourself.
Yeah!
Merry Christmas.
Coming at you hot.
There we
you
go.
Piece of shit. You.
So we
Oh,
well, and I love it because the one
Yeah, the one. So a friend of ours, a content creator, awesome dude, lives down the street down here. Bigger fella, into the medieval garb and things and some stuff. And he was like, "Oh, another TikTok and another negative comment." And I just messaged, "Welcome to the club. You better buckle up."
buckle up, pal.
And he said, "Oh, welcome to the club. I've been in that club since birth." And I was like, "Well, so have us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like one of them
So
was
of
like,
us.
just because you get together with your friends and your buddies doesn't mean you should have a podcast. And Dave's response was, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you should share it out, asshole. And I think it's just like I want to respond because then like I want to see like if they'll respond back because then it just drives up the algorithm.
Can you put GIFs on content?
Yeah.
Like on YouTube
Mike
comments?
Kramer does it all the time.
Like on the comment thread.
Yeah, he does
posts
all the
together.
time. I think he does.
That's Facebook.
Is it?
I know it's Facebook. I just wanted to put like the popcorn eating GIF. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See what it is. All right, Big Mace, what's been going on?
So other than my birthday was last week, right?
Yeah.
Turned 37.
What'd you and Dave do? Because I didn't hear from you.
Didn't do a
I
damn
didn't.
thing.
By the way, our buddy Curdy G got a good chuckle out of that. He texted me last week, Friday, pointing out the observation there. So
About what?
about me not being invited to play cards. Yeah. I'd have pulled it up for a direct quote from my buddy.
But no, I didn't do anything for my birthday. I went to lunch with my mom and brother. What, you gotta unplug that blower? Oh.
Oh, here's what it was. He
Oh,
texted me on the 8th at 7:30 in the morning, which he should have been doing 7:30 sports.
Yeah.
The boys didn't invite me to play cards either with the cry emoji. Tough spot sometimes.
Hey, get over
Wait
it.
till he sees last week's and he didn't invite you to come do the call.
Well,
Oh.
I texted him that on Friday. I listened to the call and I said, "Hey, I'm recording your broadcast and I'm going to insert my color commentary over Schneider's as a tryout." So he said, "Love it." So I'm gonna get there.
That
yeah.
one of these days you'll make it. I didn't really do much anything. Friday night we had Christmas with my mom and my dad and my wife and the kids and my brother before he headed back. He left Monday morning.
Yeah,
for-
couch guy's flying solo.
Yeah.
So now it's not as weird that he has his pants off.
Yeah. So that's that. But other than that, this week, actually, this is the first time in a long time that we've been able to give a full week's recap because we're recording on Friday.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, slow week at work. Finished up leaves today. Leaf season is officially over. As far as that goes, yeah, I don't know. Christmas. I love Christmas a lot, but man, it's getting to the point where
That's why Thanksgiving's the holiday.
I know, man, it sucks. Like the whole materialistic bullshit that everybody goes through in the rat race of buying gifts and that whole mumbo jumbo, and it's just a bunch of unneeded stress, in my opinion. But anyway, other than that, yeah, ready to get this ball rolling.
Smoke Dragon.
So let's go ahead and bring it up so you guys aren't too thrown off here when we get to the end. This week and next week episodes will be a little bit different. We're only going to go one topic a piece tonight. We're just going to elaborate on them a little bit more. Do the same thing next week. So, just so we get a little extra time around the holidays with the familias and whatnots.
Yeah.
Which is funny because then you called a meeting for us to get together and have a meeting.
Well, just sometime.
Hey, couch guy, we're not going to record because we need the week off, but I'm going to set a meeting. Okay, Dave.
Anyway, other than that, really quiet week at work, all things considered. Regular week for sports.
Oh, I forgot to mention something.
Go ahead.
You said regular week for sports.
Yeah.
Big fella had a double-double the other night.
Mm.
Maxwell.
10 turnovers, 10 points?
No, 10 points, 10 rebounds.
Oh.
Well, probably he had 10 points, but he probably had several. He probably had 16.
Now, what did he have? 10 points and what?
10 more than double-digit rebounds, double-digit points.
Now, what was Ice Cube talking about when he effed around and got a
Triple-double? That means he would have had double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, double-digit assists, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered. I like that song, Today Was a Good Day.
You really don't know shit about sports, do you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But yeah, big fellas, Maxwell's doing amazing.
Hey, can I just foreshadow a little bit?
Go ahead.
Don't let him get comfortable in being the biggest kid now. We still got to work on skills, still got to work on the plyos,
Right.
still got to work on our body.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of guys that max out as 8th graders. We don't want that.
Yeah, your
working.
body's a wonderland.
He's working a hell of a lot on Fortnite. I don't like that.
Well, you control that.
Yeah.
You pay the electric bill in that house.
Right.
Remember that.
But anyway, I
Well,
just
maybe
wanna throw
Justine does.
throw
I don't
that-
know.
Yeah. No, she does.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
I don't make shit.
Dave, go ahead.
I don't remember what I was going to say next. Probably wasn't important.
Well, no, you were explaining the episode differences.
Oh, I think we got to the bottom of that. Just
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Just
you
wanna
said it was a quiet week at work, but a normal
We
week
get
for sports.
Sports, yep. We've eradicated 2 more mice confirmed. There is a weird thing that happened.
Uh-oh.
There was a trap set underneath that sweet Harley over there,
Uh-oh.
and it's no longer there.
Uh-oh.
So we had apparently some Schwarzenegger mice
Uh-oh.
that made it through the trap.
He's got a rat. There's a rat in the house.
and I
No.
can't find it. So I've not found a trap
Or a corpse.
or a corpse. So I think there's probably some muscle-bound mouse running around here with a trap around his gullet.
Oh, God.
Oh, you smell it. Oh, okay.
Who's cow?
Oh, no.
Anyway, so maybe we found him. But yeah, so we've been working slowly on the Mouse Festation 2023.
Bojangles is still alive, though.
Yeah. He's a Christmas mouse. The other ones, though, all get to die.
Shit.
Hello, Peter. Welcome to our...
What about you, Casey? What you
Podcast.
got, big fella?
Well, we've been busy. We finished up the... Nice shot, couch guy. You're like 2 feet away from it. We finished up the fall semester. I guess technically today would have been the end.
Did you get the results back for your test that you've taken this week?
On my leadership one, well, yeah, so the 2 classes I had, accounting and leadership, the accounting one was where the first test I didn't do so hot. We were kind of fighting, digging ourselves out of a hole, but should have done well enough because there was a take-home part that he grades, and then there's like a multiple choice part that there's an automatic grade score generated. So that one wasn't too bad. So that one was good. So I should be good there. Probably in that A-, B+ range. I've already dealt with that crisis in my brain. I've worked through it, some counseling, some therapy, realizing, hey, you're not going to get an A and be perfect. But leadership, I knocked that son bitch out. Of the park.
Not like even doctors and shit don't all get A's. Like they get C's too.
C's get degrees.
Well, here's the crazy thing. When that first exam occurred, like I came downstairs and Janelle's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I don't know what I just."
Well, you've been
did.
kind of non-existent on the text thread. Like some of
I've
your
been busy. Well, work's been busy.
that and some of your tones. We were talking about like your tones were tough to read and like you just not necessarily standoffish, but like David's like, man, I wonder if he tanked one of them tests and now he's in
No,
a
I just
pissy mood, or if he's just generally
No.
being a dick. That's what I was.
Well, no, it's just work's been super busy.
Yeah.
Like, so to break down the fourth wall,
Christmas time. I
it's
guess.
about
yeah.
10:54 right now on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work all day. We had a concert up at the resort. Leave that early to get here to record, and I just like I don't think I've gone to bed in the last 2 weeks, excluding a Friday and Saturday, before 1:30.
Yeah.
You got
And up
anything
by
tomorrow?
6:30. Yeah, Janelle has to work. I've got the kids all day. I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm in
Good
that
time.
boat too. Well, my kid's a little different, I guess.
Yeah.
Way different.
Because the other youngest one hasn't been able to clear his ear infection. So we're on the third round of antibiotics. So yeah, that's why like we got through these 2 weeks. I'm good. We'll be able to go back to recording on Thursday or Friday because my next class is just all online. So some flexibility coming. And 2 classes in a semester, like I don't have time for it.
Tough
Stuff
spot.
to do with kids, especially
Like, I
big
don't have-
kids and a baby.
I don't have time for it. Like
I
it
don't
just,
know if you still do. You still consider that a baby? I do.
Retman, yeah, Retman's still he's still a baby. I mean, he's
yours-
not an infant anymore. He's still a
Right,
baby.
He's
but-
still nursing,
Yeah.
feeding, and changing diapers.
Oh yeah.
When do you transition from baby?
A year,
About a year.
A year?
So Retman will be
See, I'm like
one.
18 months. I feel
48 months.
Retman
That's when they come off the tit. when
Yeah.
they're 48 months.
5. Zoe still breastfeeds. She just just sits there
Man,
and she
I've
just
seen
walks
people
up.
do that before, and it's
Oh,
wild.
by the way, I don't know if she listens to the show. Maybe she's a fan of the podcast. If so, I need to apologize. So they had the preschool program, which
yeah.
was a hell of a lot shorter than the Holland Elementary School
Yeah,
program
yeah.
by about 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So it was perfect.
Hell yeah.
So I roll in. I was late coming in. So I was late coming in Thursday. So yesterday. So I had that other accounting exam on Thursday. So my mind's preoccupied with that. Like Wednesday night, Janelle's like, "Hey, do you realize Ryan has a Christmas program tomorrow?" And I'm like, "No, time 6:00, perfect." So like I ended up working late. I'm coming through town and there's a freaking train across the tracks.
No.
So you got to dive right, fight all the way across to get over the overpass. And I'm not bitching about that situation, but it's like that overpass is so out of the way because everybody and their mother, it's a rat race to get to it. Get through there, get there. They've already started in on the first song. I'm there enough to watch Ryan be playing grab ass with another one of his classmates with these bells, like they're ringing it over their heads in their face. And so, like, I was like, well, I'm going to get
The
it.
sky.
Yeah. So, like, Joe Ellis was standing down there. I was talking to Joe, and I was like, I'm just going to go up and get a little bit better view. And so these stairs up at Holland, you kind of go up a platform, and then you take a left. And so I was going to be able to see down, and I walked up, and I was eye to eye with this lady breastfeeding this kid. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I just turned around. She's like, no, it's okay. And I was like, well, I don't need to be right here, eye level with you breastfeeding your child. Not that I'm breastfeed shaming because,
Yeah. Hey, good
not
for
my
you,
cup
mama.
of tea. Go do it. Yeah.
Oh, no. Hell no. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're definitely
But
a
I
pro breastfeeding.
I just felt like it may
podcast.
be uncomfortable for a complete stranger to be like
Yeah.
corner of my eye, like nipple in kid's mouth.
Oh, so she
uncomfortable.
was no cover?
No cover.
Ballsy.
I mean, I think it
Now,
was,
I've been
I think it was kind of shirt up, and we were there.
yeah,
but, you know.
and some of them, like Justine, was really good at it. To where you couldn't. I mean, and the clothes they make now are completely.
Yeah.
So
if she's a fan
It's
of the
easy.
podcast, sorry,
yeah,
didn't mean to interrupt.
wasn't meat gazing or nothing like
Yeah.
that. Trying to
Just trying to be able to watch my kid play
catch it-
grab ass on
catch a
stage.
nip slip on the old
Yeah.
box there.
So there we are. Hey, let's get into hour one though.
Hour 1 is brought to you by Bob's Liquors of Holland. Listen, are you struggling with giving a gift to that special someone in your life that is over the age of 21? Well, good news. Bourbon, beer, and other spirits make wonderful gifts. That's right. Stop in and see what they have to offer. Have a question or in search of something? Their manager Josh is spot on with whatever you may need. Bob's also wants to be your official provider of beer, liquor, and wine for your holiday party. Open 7 days a week in hours that are convenient for everyone. Stop in and take care of your Christmas list needs today. Bob's Liquors and the Wandering Dutchman want to remind everyone this holiday season to be safe, designate a driver, and partake responsibly.
All right.
Hey, thank you to our friends at Bob's Liquors, Topic One sponsor here today. We appreciate it. Go down and see them. Booze makes a perfect gift for those that are over the age of 21, legally able and allowed to drink. Makes perfect gifts. I think my two brothers will probably be getting a bottle of bourbon from Bob's Liquors. I'll pick it out. And hey,
No, this comes out
Merry
pre-Christmas.
that's okay. I've already told them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they know. They just don't know what they're getting.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Jim Beam?
Oh,
Or is it going to be something else? So there we go. What you got?
The mail.
Okay.
We get it every day.
Yeah.
Besides Sunday.
Yeah.
I want to talk about in the mail Christmas cards.
Talking about them.
Your guys' are actually in the mail.
No, it's not.
Did you get it
I
already?
got it already.
Oh, cool.
Use guys.
Did you get yours?
Was that Super Stone dude on the beach the one who took in pictures?
Yeah.
It didn't look too bad.
Well, the ones where all of us are in them
Yeah.
was him. The ones where one of the parents is out of it is
Mhm.
us.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got a great stoner story for tonight.
Love it.
Do we have time?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. No, we can.
Oh, okay. So
You want to go now?
Yeah.
No, I can write it down.
No, go right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This
right.
is the beauty of it.
So we were working the north entrance at the resort, scanning tickets in. It's fun. You get to interact, get to socialize. Love helping out the activities department. And a guy comes in and he's dressed as Santa Claus, like he's got the Santa hat, Santa sweater on. And his buddy is dressed like an elf, got like the elf hat on. And then, so they come like there's
Big ears, pointy shoe.
kind of something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're standing there trying to get their tickets pulled up. Like legitimately, they're spending like 10 minutes.
Oh,
Like-
that's a long.
Like
time.
you're
That's
sitting there
an
watching.
eternity.
You're sitting there watching, and he's like looking in on his phone, like all that stuff. And then finally, they get their tickets, and they roll up. And so the guy that was dressed as Santa was first. And I go, all right, well, who's got the tickets tonight? He goes, he does. I go, oh, you're helping out Santa, huh? And he like looked at me, and then he started reaching for his head, and he was like, oh, because I'm dressed like Santa, bro. And I was like, yeah, sure. So then the elf hands over his phone, and he's like it's like slow-mo. He's like, here you go, man. Here you go. And about that time, I'm like, okay, scan. And they start walking away, and I was like, that is the odor of burnt and raw marijuana for those of you keeping score at home. And they were like, what are you talking about? And I told this, like, he legitimately was like, he had this like, what do you mean, my elf? And then like he started like feeling, he's like, he started feeling like his hat, and he's like, oh, bro.
Which is fine. Which is fine.
Yeah, I am not like, hey, you do you, but when you're going to be out in public and it's that bad, maybe sit this play out, pal. So,
Or
hopefully-
maybe
tags.
pack a spray bottle of Ozium or something.
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
so I hope they enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Go
they
on,
will.
though. Sorry.
There's nothing better than some Christmas music and some drugs.
Being as high as a kite.
Yeah, there's just drugs and Christmas music.
Hey, it's the 60s and 70s all over again.
Ho ho ho. No, so I just in the mail Christmas cards. I know this was we're gonna go a little long on these topics tonight if it's conducive. And I feel like this one may be just because of the different types of Christmas cards that you receive in the mail nowadays. My thing is like, okay, your Christmas card that you sent me
Yes.
was a, what do you call those? Like
A postcard.
yeah, like a print and play type thing. Like you go on to,
Simply to Impress.
yeah, Simply
They-
Impress,
they
or
send a-
Shutterfly, or
They
Yeah.
send us about Thanksgiving time. They will send us a promo code in the mail, or legitimately it's like free shipping and like 75% off. And we've bought from them
What a
every
deal.
year.
What a
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you can't beat it.
Okay. So there's number one type. Number one type would be like that. Like a
DIY.
yeah. Well, no.
Assisted DIY, but it's
Yeah,
mainly
you just
pictures.
upload pictures, you
Yeah.
pick your format, and literally hit submit.
DIY. Buy it yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. The second type that you can get in the mail would be like literally it looks like a photo, but it's that same.
It's fine.
Okay, it was like that same. When you would go to CVS or Walmart and print off photos.
Yeah. So it's just one single picture.
Yeah, it's just one single picture, but it's on that like photo quality paper,
And it has the wording outlaid on it.
yes, and like
all in
you
one
touch
kinda
it, and it would be like fingerprinty and all that shit,
Glossy.
Yeah, glossy. Yeah. So there's one type. Another type would be a actual handwritten Christmas card. You get any of those?
Define handwritten.
Like it would be, I would go to CVS.
Okay. So you're saying the card's not completely like, I know people that create their own Christmas cards. You're not talking about that.
No, like you
You're
go
saying you've bought like a Christmas card, has some wording in it. They'll fill it out. Hey, all the best, love.
yeah, and
the
sign
Masoners.
it, and then
Yeah.
just put it in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get quite a few of those.
Okay. Just, I don't think very many people do it anymore. Do
Do
people?
you guys get any of the Christmas, like they update you on how the whole family is?
The Christmas letter.
Yeah, like here's what's happened for us in the last year.
No.
We had mom and dad had a few that we look forward to the letter every year because it was like a rundown of the whole crew. Gam Gam broke her hip, but she's
Randy's
doing
on
well.
the drugs again.
Yeah.
Man, I'm on a big drug kick tonight. I don't do drugs, so just in case
Hey, guess
anybody's
what?
wondering, I
Hey,
don't
guess
do
what,
drugs.
guys? I got drawn to give a piss sample at work the other day.
You did?
No, you asshole.
Oh yeah, that's probably going to happen. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. The drug truck will probably be here anytime, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Let her rip. I got clean pee. I'll sell.
You may
it.
be
Anybody need to
pregnant.
buy some? Let me know. I'll get
Couch guy doesn't need it.
No, no. But anyway, I was thinking about it because I've been getting a shit ton of them in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think today we got 4 of
Do
them.
you send out Christmas cards?
No,
Neither do we.
and I want to.
You
though.
guys freaking kill me.
I know. That's what I
Like
mean.
all the
We used
spirits of
to.
Christmas.
We used to, but it's just like
Don't say it's too difficult to do
it is not
because I
It
have
is
less
not.
than 30 minutes invested in total
I
of
think
everything.
you-
You
Most
write?
of it
Do
is-
you write? Do you write the addresses?
Yes.
Was your addresses whether it was handwritten?
Yeah. They were so how Janelle and I do it,
Your wedding list.
basically for the most part, and then who we get cards from, and then we build the
See,
we
but
keep
how
the
do
database.
you keep track of? Do you have like you just save your cards?
We no.
Oh, because that's coming. That's another question built in with the question.
Oh, so what we do is like the return address, we clip it and keep it. There's a little pouch, like we didn't even put it up last year, that has everybody we've received Christmas cards from. So like that way there's no guessing, there's no black book. Like I can remember my mom doing Christmas cards where legitimately she's got the black book out.
yeah.
Oh,
that's how
so-and-so's address.
my mom always did it.
We don't do it that way, but we have a little, and Janelle has like her list. So there's like some addresses that like I just look up on GIS, whether we don't get a card from them, or we do and we've not kept it over the years, but they're on our list. And so like Janelle will legitimately knock out her family, like everybody that's on there. Cause like this week, ours went out earlier this week. Maybe into last week we were doing them, and I just told her, I was like, I don't have time to do all these. Like, can you assist? And so she did her side, and then like my side, I probably did in like 10 minutes, just writing out those because I'll just pull it out, okay, fill out, and then go. That's how we keep track. And then I'll write down. So like we ordered 60 this year.
Oh my!
And I think we've got 1 or 2 extra, and so we keep one of ours every year. So like every year that we've done a Christmas card, we keep one.
Mm-hmm.
Just a cool thing someday, whether we ever do anything with it or not, I don't know. Probably when
Nice scrapbook.
Yeah.
Or a throw or something.
So that's how we keep track. But
we always got a shit ton of Christmas cards and so here's my next question. When you receive a Christmas card, do you openly and publicly display them?
We tape them up on the wall.
Where?
So, well, we used to do it over our French door. I would kind of tape them up and around.
Why is it that everyone that I've ever met, when displaying Christmas cards, it's always put up like in an archway, or you know how? Have you ever been to my mom and dad's house?
No.
Have you ever been to my mom and dad's house? No.
Jay and Linda have never invited me in.
Couch guy's been there. He spent a lot of time there. Lived there probably for a little while, but imagine that on the couch. I had a couch upstairs. Anyway, when you walk from the kitchen into the dining room, and then you transition from the dining room into the living room, there's an arch. There's like a little, it's an older home, but like they always have them arch
for good luck.
Yep.
For good luck.
Is it really?
That might be 75% made up.
Instead of completely unfactual, just speculation.
It might be because an arch is a better structural shape than a square corner.
Yeah, but every other doorway in the entire house is a square, other than the transition from the dining into the living room.
Maybe that's the main load-bearing wall.
It could be.
I don't know.
Right.
You could just tell Couch Guy to get his phone out and he could do something.
Well, I could look at it too here on my iPad machine,
that's
but
true.
it's not that big a deal. But the thing
I feel
is,
like you made it a pretty big deal.
I did. We're really going into this, but we always put them in over that archway, and sometimes the son bitches would be overlapping.
Yeah, that's what
on
ours
both
are.
sides,
Yeah.
dining room and living room side.
Yeah.
Grandma Mary and Papa Marvin down there at Standale, they just so their house was they had 2 front doors.
What was the premise behind that?
Well,
Probably used to be a duplex.
No, sir. No way.
These old farmhouses that you see 2 doors
2
on.
front doors. They had one front door going into the.
Living
they called
room?
it the front room,
And then the one
and
into
then the other one
You
would
know,
go
my
into the
grandma's
other
house
front
was that
room.
way, but it's kitchen and front room.
And then they always had in the doorways. They always this. I think that house had 12-foot ceilings in most of them.
Had the door
Louvers.
outside-
They had the louvers like the vents
above the door.
above the door.
Because they didn't have
so
central.
he could
Is the
travel
heat.
through.
Yeah. So anyway, Grandma Lois and Bill, they always put theirs on the archway going into the kitchen from the dining room. Mom and Dad was kitchen or dining room to living room, and Marvin and Mary's was from front room to sitting room and just on the door. But I think that's cool that you tape them up and display them.
Now, see, Jenna's got this metal reindeer. It's just a long piece of wire that's, its antlers are looped around and its nose is looped around. And then it magnets to the fridge, and you just stick the cards in almost like a key ring where the loops are, so you just shove them all in there. That's where ours go.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad they have a wicker basket Rudolph that they always just set theirs in, that it's set out that you could roll through and look at them. But
So you actually had to pick through the basket to pick one up and read it. They weren't displayed.
Yeah, they weren't displayed. But but that's how, because obviously we're working on that west. We put in a window there, so we haven't been putting them up that way. But yeah, that's how. I mean, we display them.
Do you feel like you've been receiving Christmas cards from generally the same people forever?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody that this person listens to the show a lot, so she's probably going to pick up on this, and it's totally fine. And I love her originality. But we have been receiving Christmas cards from this family since I can remember every year, and they're always Disney related.
Okay.
Like every single year they have something to do with Disney. And I think that's neat. There's, they've never broke the chain. It's always the same. And I think that's kind of cool. We got theirs in the mail the other day. And then yours, photos of the beach.
Yep.
Or, if you got family photos taken, sometimes.
Now, see, that's why I think we haven't done one. We haven't done family photos in a few years.
We haven't either.
Yeah,
And
but
anytime we've done family photos, we'll do a Christmas card, but we don't even I bet in the last 2 years we haven't oh, hey everybody, let's get together for a picture.
No.
But Dave, you can take my spot in some of them because we seem to take a lot of them.
We used to. We used to do it all
The only way we were going to take one in Florida is if we could have found those matching white flowy
Oh man.
pantsuits.
That would've
Hopefully
been
we
great.
go again next year. And
Maybe we can actually pre-order those.
We've already
somehow.
booked.
Have you really? For fall break?
Probably in the next week or two.
Good God. Can you?
Yeah, why
For that
not?
week?
Yeah, Colin sent us a thing actually.
Oh,
like
yeah, we got
20%
20% off if we book before the end of this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll book early.
We're
I mean,
never going again.
Really?
No, not with you or the smokers.
Yeah.
I didn't see you, but like
Yeah,
2 or 3 times.
Tough spot. That's your own fault.
Well, but you can't blame your not having fun on me.
We had a blast. I'd go tomorrow. I'd say, hey, bitch, get in the car. We're going. You know what I mean? I'm ready to rip.
Yeah, outside of the drive, everything else is great.
Yeah. We could just do like a teleport.
be there.
That'd be awesome.
I
I'd
think
go all
like
the time.
part of Christmas cards for me is the appreciation of taking the time to do it.
And I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't do it anymore because it doesn't.
It's such a shame.
You don't gain anything from it.
I disagree
it's
with
not
that
a thing.
wholeheartedly. I think it is so cool
I do too.
to get Christmas cards.
That's what I mean.
And it's amazing. I got a buddy. I don't know if he listens to it, the show, but he's in our fantasy football group, and he may be a personal injury. See, I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm going to give those.
and you
I'm
give
pulling
me
a big
shit.
mace. But
Dan the Hammer.
he may be a personal injury
The
attorney
Hammer,
in
Daryl
Evansville
Isaac.
Daryl.
that has billboards, but he sends my Christmas card, our Christmas card, every year to my dad's house, knowing damn well
That
that
you
I
moved
sent
out.
him one that clearly states Lindemans, our address on the back, Holland, Indiana. But then on the flip side,
He still sends it out there
sends
to
it to dad's house.
County Road 500 West.
Yeah. But then on the flip
That's
side,
awesome.
we receive, I think she would be my dad's aunt, probably. I think that's who that may be if I'm thinking of the family lineage right. She'll send one to me and then dad's to our house too.
That's cool.
Like it is. But we're big Christmas card people. The effort of it, our buddy, friend of the program, and also was in the Port of Jasper taping, Mr. Greg Schneer.
Oh, yeah.
I started a tradition that I don't just put the Schneer family. I think of a catchy address thing to put on them because like their kids will do something cool throughout the year. And so I'll just kind of like put it in the memory when I fill out their Christmas card. And this year his wife got inducted into the Jasper Athletics Hall of Fame.
Oh, cool.
So I put Greg plus Hall of Famer plus the wonderful children and one who I owe ice cream because there's one that Greg bought ice cream.
and
like,
then do you always put in care of or something
no,
like that? No,
just
you
like that.
did
And and Greg will tell me, he'd be like, I don't know how they deliver, like how they
how they
deliver
don't
this.
just send that shit back.
Yeah. But it keeps going. So,
That's cool.
but that was this year's. But I think like one year, I think their daughter was like, won like Little Junior Miss, like Strassenfest. So it was Little Miss Junior Strassenfest and her remaining subjects. Like they got a new dog a couple years ago. So it was like, and I think the dog's names might be Griff or something. And I was like, Griff's owners. And then just like send it to him. So yeah, I just have fun
Fun
with
mail
it.
games.
Yeah.
I love getting mail, like when it's not bills. You know what I mean? Like that's why I think
There's a lost art to letter writing and thank you cards.
You're exactly right, man.
And that's another thing.
I
one regret.
absolutely hated every single solitary second of writing thank you cards. But like in the grand scheme of things,
They mean the world to people.
yeah, in the premise of it, like it was a person that I know has made a comment before that said, like, you know, I sent them a goddamn gift and they didn't even see me a thank you card. I mean, and it's like that makes total sense. You know,
Yeah.
like I took my time to go buy this person a gift or to put forth the effort to do something, and you can't even fill out a Dear Mrs. Meissner, thank you for the gift of money. Well, it's okay. You don't have to edit any of this shit, you know.
Okay.
Or I just use my mom for an example. Maybe
Yeah.
it was me that said that. Maybe
Yeah.
it was Betty Lou shoving stuff. Who knows?
Down
You
the
know,
road.
but it's, yeah, you know, it's like those. Yeah, I think getting Christmas cards in the mail is awesome, and I wish that I had the time, and I do have the time. It's just that
You're
my
damn right you have the
my
time.
priority is.
If I have the time to do them, you have the time to do them.
I know it. Yeah.
And you have the time to do them.
Ours is not a time thing. I really think it's we don't get family. We haven't done picture of
How many
family.
recent pictures on your phone do you have of your children or Jenna or you? Like there's you like
So that was another thing. We received one from a person.
the Shirleys.
No, that I will.
Are they Christmas card people?
I will leave nameless. That it was just a photo of their children.
Yeah, Janelle and I very like when we like the beach photos. We've put ourselves on there, but very rarely it's
And
not
my
us. It's the
kids,
children.
my kids intercepted the mail. Like I opened them in the card because that's just what I do. I open the mail in the car, and then if it's junk, I pitch it in the dumpster on my way in. And if it's worthy to go onto the mail pile, then it'll go into the mail pile. And they seen them in the mail pile, and they pull them out, and they're like, "How come how come so and so's not in this picture too? It's just the kids, or it's just the kid, or whatever." Blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's just that they didn't want it to be, or whatever.
We usually do the kids because like the people we send them to are our friends and family. They don't want to see a picture of Janelle and I.
They now some other friends of the program right down the road over here, they had a photo from a wedding. Matter of fact, I believe it was neighbor Doug's wedding, and beautiful Wyoming landscape or Idaho or wherever the hell they got married out there.
Somewhere
once.
out west.
Yeah, and it's like on the front it was just kids, but on the back it was the full shooting match there.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Christmas cards. I feel like this.
I don't mean to go tangential, but what about birthday cards?
I don't send them. I only get them from like my. So this year I got one from Justine's mom. I got one from Justine's grandma, and I got one from. Matter of fact, I didn't get one from my mom. She just told me how much.
Happy birthday.
She told me how much that she loved me,
Well, yeah, she didn't murder your happy
and
ass.
then give me my gift. Multiple gifts. I got monetarily compensated for my birthday, and then I also got to go to lunch with her and my brother and my lovely kids
Nice.
Well, that's nice.
at Wings and Rings over at Jasper.
Jasper.
Pretty good, expensive, but it's good. Yeah.
Everything's expensive. Anymore.
No shit, dude. We were talking about something the other day. I seen a thing about like common grocery prices. Then versus.
Is it
now.
because of the Home Alone movie? Is that what you saw?
Was it?
Yeah, it was like in 1994. He went and bought all this stuff. It was
Oh, it
1950.
was that it. Yes, when Kevin McAllister went to the grocery store and got the toothpaste and the toothbrush and all that shit, and when he rung him up, it was
1758.
1798 or some shit like
Sounds
that.
like
now it's like $41.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Which speaking of from last.
What about the pizza dude? That's going to somebody owes me $121.50 or $122.50 here. They're like, "Is your dad here?" Yes. Does he live here? No. I love that movie.
Speaking of things, when you said that, because I did the short for the Ryan White situation.
Yeah, he did not have sickle cell.
No, he didn't. But I saw. So when I was following up on reading about it, because I wanted to just, so it was Kokomo, and then he ended up moving to Cicero, Indiana. But there was a statistic cited in the article that I was reading about the number of hemophiliacs and the amount of those individuals. How many of them who received blood transfusions from the year early 80s to whatever that was in the 90s.
Did they say they needed to call James Sokolov?
It was like there was like an infection rate of like 97%.
Wow.
And I saw that and I was like, that is unreal that because they did that study on that. And what had happened to him, first off, it was a weird story how they found out he was a hemophiliac. He basically at birth, he was circumcised and he wouldn't stop bleeding. And so that's how they figured it out.
Huh.
But what happened here, he had a real bad lung infection or lung issue, and they did a lung biopsy, and he freaking bled bad, and that's where he got the blood for it.
Oh, damn.
And so that's what it was. And it was so brutal. And nowadays, if you think about it, how far technology, so that was 80, 84, 85, around that time. So about 37, 38 years. And now there's not only a cocktail to treat that, but there's prophylactics to keep you from catching HIV. Like, that's nuts, and how cool science is.
Oh yeah.
Not the hijack where everything's going.
No, that's good. That's right.
But just call back to last episode.
yeah,
All right.
good deal.
Let's take a quick listen here to our topic 2 sponsor.
Yeah.
This Pause for the Cause is brought to you by Southern Indiana Hardwoods, your official provider of Green Mountain Grills. Give Nick Merkley a call today.
Hello, my name's Nick Merkley. I'm here at Southern Indiana Hardwoods. We've got the whole line of Green Mountain Grills here. We've got a great Christmas special going on right now, all the way down from the Trek to the Ledge and all the way up to the Peak. We carry the pellets for them, the accessories. There's savings of up to $250 right now on them. We got pizza ovens, griddles, rotisseries. We got rib racks. It's a great time to get a new pellet grill.
Nick at Southern Indiana Hardwoods has Green Mountain Grills ready to be bought, set up, and cooking in no time. He's got all the best accessories, and he's got the best pellet variety around. You do not want to miss this Christmas sale. One of these bad boys may not fit under the tree, but would look real nice with a pretty red bow on.
So come out today and see us. If you can't make it during our business hours, reach out to us on Facebook. We can get one of these under your tree. We even do delivery inside Du Bois County.
Hey,
All right.
and we're back.
Thanks to our buddy Nick Merkley over there at Southern Indiana.
Did you
Seriously,
see all the bacon they smoked last week?
Yes, sir.
50
go
pounds.
buy an accessory. I don't know why I paused there. Go buy your pellets, your heating pellets. The heating pellets is a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
They've got them over there, $4 a bag.
Got a bag right here.
Dave's
behind
got a
us.
bag back here.
I was wondering, maybe could we shovel a scoop into that
CGI.
imaginary fireplace? See
Well,
what
we need
happens.
to have a basket first.
You can't just go shovel them in there.
Apparently, they burn so hot it can damage a CGI stove if it's directly on the bottom.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, because the wood CGI stoves aren't made for that much heat in one location at one time.
Oh, they burn that hot.
Your little horse there.
Well,
The bourbon's getting you.
it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So hey, go see Nick over at Southern Indiana Hardwoods. Bye.
Yeah, it's time, boys.
It is time.
The sales are on.
$200 off one of those things.
Yeah, like I'm going to tell you something right now.
They've all been talking to
I don't
the
give
Merkley
a damn.
boys about giving
I don't
away
give
the
a
farm.
damn how cold it is outside. Go outside, flip the switch, hit the button. 6, 8, 9 minutes. Not even that. 6, 8 minutes. You're up to 150 degrees. Once you've reached 150, you select your cooking temp. It gets there in no time flat.
Throw your meat on the grill.
Throw your shit on the grill, and it is literally like an easy bake oven, man. Like, it is awesome. You get that perfect smoked taste. You get that perfect prepared meat or pizzas or, man, like I said, that smoked cream cheese that I make.
Smoking bacon.
You can make bacon. You can
Summer
make
sausage.
summer sausage. You can smoke
Brisket.
cheese, grilling hot dogs, cheeseburgers. I mean, it is literally the jack of all trades grill. And I love mine. I love my Green Mountain grill to death.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ever burn that bitch out, guess where I'm going to get a new one?
Southern Indiana Hardwoods.
Amen. Give him a call. All right, big fella.
What you got?
You failed to enter your topic on our pre-show notes page. Therefore, me and David are completely
All ears.
anonymously pissed because we don't know what's happening because you're a big proponent for show notes and you failed to do it. So at this point, the floor is yours.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't feel bad one bit.
That's fine.
Very few things in life I have remorse for. Here's what I want to go with. Sticking with the Christmas theme, I was thinking about Christmas traditions. And Christmas traditions, they don't necessarily have to be yours. Ones that you've heard other people do, maybe throw in one that you do. Those Christmas traditions that you either wish you did, that you do, and that you enjoy, are ones that you've thought about doing, because I'm sure we've got some listeners that may be young families.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you wearing cologne?
No,
Are you
I don't
wearing
wear cologne.
I mean, I put it on at like 5 this morning.
I catch some whiffs of it.
Dolce and Gabbana.
Is it really? Oh boy!
No wonder Jenna can't keep your hands off you.
That's
Dolce and Gabbana.
You really do
I
put on
took
cologne
you
to
more
go to
for
work?
a Stetson man. catching little subtle hints of that here lately, but yeah, Christmas traditions.
tradition. So, like, I'm going to use one for
I have
example.
a shit ton.
So, my father.
Justine's all out on them, by the way, and we'll get to that.
Okay. My father, when he was a young boy, a young lad here in Huntingburg,
Young chap.
still a young man. Dad's still a young man. They used to have a true, legitimate midnight mass on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah.
Like a true, legitimate. We're starting at 12:01, Dave. Not starting at 11. Not starting at 10. I think they do it at 10 o'clock now. But like a true midnight mass, and he will still talk about it like it happened yesterday. And I love it because he's like, we were all there. There were people that were hungover. There were people that were drunk. There were people drinking in the church. There were people passed out in the church. There was people getting up and leaving because they had to throw up at church. Like, I think it's just so cool, like a classic, like, hey, we still have to do our duties as Catholics and go to this midnight mass. Yeah, but I'm 3 sheets to the wind. That's okay. Get in the car. We're going no matter what. It's going to be a party. So, like, that's one of those old school traditions that, like, I love. Like, that's so cool. Like, that is small town Americana. You're going to midnight mass. Are you being the best follower of the Lord by going drunk or hungover or whatever? No, probably not. But you're there, and it's something like my dad, at his age now, can remember like it was yesterday. And like for me on that reference, we've always done Christmas Eve mass. We've always done it, and we'll do it. We'll go to the 4 o'clock or whatever it is. And when I was a kid, where St. Mary's Church is, and where Grandma and Grandpa Lindemann lived down on Van Buren Street,
Just a
couple blocks.
Just a couple blocks.
So we'd walk to church, go to church. We'd walk back. Dinner would be ready, and I can remember we used to take a lap around the block after dinner was eaten. The men folk would take walks. We would take the walks while the ladies did the dishes. And I thought it was so cool as a kid getting ready because it was just a cold, crisp night. Now, looking back, what I realized, most of the men involved were smokers, and it was the time to get a smoke break or two in as they walked their lap. And then we'd walk, we'd come back, dishes would be done, and we'd open presents. And it was like that. Obviously, Grandpa Lindemann passed away in 92, 93. So some of that went away. I mean, Grandma lived into the 2000s, but like it was just kind of one of those traditions. Like I hate it because like my kids will never experience that. But
I'll have to start smoking.
Yeah, that's the answer. Hey, we're gonna walk down to the Mason mailbox while Dad rips a couple darts. Don't tell your mother. But
only boys allowed.
Yeah.
By the way.
So, but that's just one of those like little traditions. So I'm using that as an example. I've got a few more, but like that's one
I could
for me.
literally spell out my Christmas Eve. I could literally almost give you a play-by-play from the time I was probably old enough to remember till maybe one.
Stop playing with the mic, Dave.
One Christmas or 2 Christmases before my grandparents on my mom's side passed away. This will probably be a tough one for my mom to listen to, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The holiday, and here,
It is.
let's put that PSA out there.
It brings it up.
Like all of you in Wonderland, like we've talked about it a little bit about the winter blues. The holidays are freaking tough for everybody.
Well, sure.
There is not a single person in this room that doesn't have a tough stretch or a tough spell during these holidays. Smokers Lounge is always open.
Yep.
That fake fireplace a lot of times is always burning. You may have to sit to the right or left of Couch Guy because he sits right in the middle of the couch with his bare cheeks on the couch. But, like, there's room there.
Yeah.
So Oh, we say that. We get it.
We would leave home probably around 6 or 7, 6:30 or 7-ish to head on down to St. Peter's Lutheran Church in Stendal, Indiana, for the Christmas Eve children's program. We would do the Christmas program. We would leave there, go down to Grandma and Grandpa's house, go in the house, immediately enter the sweat lodge that would be their living room, because it was probably 241 degrees in there because of the wood stove going. We would all, the kids, now mom and dad usually they wouldn't, but the kids, we would always change clothes immediately. Shorts and a t-shirt, because it was 240 degrees. Grandma had a ham. She would usually make a ham, and then we would just do like baked beans, chips and dip, and maybe like a pie or two or whatnot. We would eat ham sandwiches and whatnots and watch the Christmas Story on TNT or TBS, one or the other.
TBS.
Yeah. They had the marathon would start. So we would watch the Christmas Story.
What a genius idea for them.
Love it, dude.
Give your people a little time off.
Yeah.
All you got to do is push play.
Yeah, marathon.
I still don't think Jenna's ever seen it.
Oh my God. It's probably one of my favorite movies.
Mom hated it.
Oh wow. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's a gimmick. You know what I mean? It's a cliche. I mean, it would take time away from family. You know what I mean? But like, we would all just make jokes of it because we've all seen it so many times.
Yeah.
We would like have battle quotes or like, "Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes," you know, shit like that while we were eating.
She'd always watch it. This goes into another one of those traditions. She'd always at least watch it once with us. Like before she would go to bed or whatever.
Yeah.
She'd watch it at least once with us.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So then after we were done eating and all that jazz, then we would go from the living room, what we would call, and then go into the front room, which was the other living room. So it's like one of those grandma houses where you got a living room where you sit in and watch TV and shit, and then you have like another living room that you weren't allowed to touch anything. Like it was like the formal living room. But in Grandma Mary's house, that's where like the quilt rack was. Like she had all her quilting stuff and all that jazz was in there. So we would go in there and literally sit around the Christmas tree and we would hand out gifts to everybody. And then we would open gifts in a very, very, very specific order that like we still kind of do in my household, but like in Justine's family, free for all. Kind of. But like in my grandparents' house, we went by age. Youngest to oldest.
Ours is a rotation. Dave,
Yeah.
what about you guys? Well, like a rotation by, I mean, like everybody's got a gift. We'll go clockwise around the room. Everybody opens them.
What do you do?
Now?
Yeah.
We just give all the boys one, yeah, and then just tell them all to go at the same time.
Like when Santa comes and you wake up Christmas morning
Yeah, they just all the boys get their.
and they just go after it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. See that?
You know, that surprises me out of Dave
Yeah, I
as
know.
organized as he is.
You
Well,
gotta
I
have
mean,
more
the boys all
structure.
sit down and then they get their piles of whatever they have there. That,
So you divvy up piles right away.
Oh, yes.
and then they can go.
Oh,
That's what we did.
We do it like one by one going around. We
Well,
try
I
to
mean,
get
everybody had a pile. Like that. The first thing, like in this situation at Grandma Mary's, somebody would be
Santa.
distinctly, yeah, someone would play Santa. So like when we would go to the church, nobody would go to Grandma's prior to church. So like all the gifts that were there were already, like they were there already. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like when we walked in, us kids, we'd walk into the kitchen and then like we would make our way into the front room and we'd like holy shit. Did you see them pile of presents under the tree in there? Like, oh my God, we're going to make out like bandits this year, you know? And then we'd like try to scarf down our food as fast as we can. Okay, you done? You done eating? Okay, yep, we're ready to go, you know, and shit like that. And then we would sit in it doesn't matter what order or where we were sitting. Like you were still going youngest to oldest. And then, you know, somebody would just start handing them out. So then everybody had like however many they had in their pile. And then you were only allowed to open one at a time around the room.
We try to get the most mileage out of it. So we just, somebody like with as young as our kids are now, it's Janelle and I. Well, Zoe helps like making sure they all have something, keep them entertained open. But
see, that was the whole driving point. Like, I feel like that's the driving point too on the whole, like, equality thing. So like if you had a free for all, I feel like you could get away with not having an equal amount of gifts per child. You know what I'm saying? You know, because that wasn't always a thing. Like sometimes we were like wrapping socks individually, you know, just so you got the same amount of boxes to open. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like I think that was one of our biggest Christmas traditions was Christmas Eve. We were always at Grandma Mary's, and just like Justine's family, Christmas Eve they were always at Granny Dina's. Granny Dina's doing the same thing.
Yeah, ours was always Christmas Eve down at Grandma and Grandpa Lindemann's, and then Grandma and Grandpa Sissel would stop over Christmas morning.
Oh, really?
Sometime, yeah.
Christmas morning was always with Mom and Dad.
Well,
and brother, just us.
They would come after we were done.
Yeah,
Mom would call and say, "Hey, we're done," and then they would stop by.
So we would always do Grandma Mary's at Christmas Eve night, and then we would leave there and come home and like go to bed immediately.
Well, you had to, or Santa wasn't going to stop.
Exactly, and then like we would get up, Christmas morning and do our thing. And then Christmas Day, we would go to Wild Bill and Grandma Lois's house for supper, I think, or lunch, late supper, early lunch, late lunch, early supper type thing. And then maybe we would go to Granny Batch's Christmas Day too, which was Grandma Lois's mom.
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
Dave, anything?
No, not really. I mean, we go to the in-laws every Christmas Eve. That's what we do for supper there. And then we'll do like Christmas morning here. Kind of depends on Jenna's work schedule. It happens is most of it.
I think that's a cool thing too about the warden's new gig. Like there for a while, I think for a long time, dude, she worked like every Christmas. And it was sucked. Like when they were working nights. Remember when they were working nights and like they'd come home Christmas morning, or they would try to skate out a little early, get home Christmas morning, watch us open gifts, and then just like go to bed. You know, sacrifices them broads made for us, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and then any like traditions tied to food. So like we always did New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve was always whatever, but like Christmas morning breakfast was always like the creme de la creme.
No.
Center cut ham fried up from Merkley's, of course. Like big breakfast. Like huge,
really?
Oh, big breakfast.
See, we never really ate breakfast Christmas morning.
Yeah. Christmas morning after all the gifts, because like we'd be playing with our gifts or whatever, and Mom would be, you know, looking back now, we should have been out there helping her. But
I was going to say, she's in there working her ass off.
Making breakfast.
Getting ready to feed your asses.
Well, it changed as we got older. We were in the kitchen a lot. But then Christmas dinner would always be T-bone steaks.
Ooh.
That we'd throw on the egg and grill. Now, all that's changed recently.
Oh, man. It was always a crapshoot at Grandma Lois's. Sometimes we'd get freaking. Sometimes we'd have steak. Sometimes we have Papa John's pizza. Sometimes we would have. I mean, it was all over the map. Spaghetti, lasagna. It didn't matter. Whatever, you know.
So now, I think we've done. Like we had a taco bar for Christmas Eve one, like because
shit.
Because when the kids were younger, they didn't like eating steak. It's a texture thing. It's all that other stuff,
and it's dangerous.
And so
child eats steak too.
So good old Papaw, who it's about the grandchildren. He's like, we're gonna do something else. So that's changed for us a little bit on it. But Now, when Santa Claus visits your house, does Santa Claus wrap his presents, or does he
Yes.
place under the tree neatly?
No. So we talked about this before, but Santa Claus, for some reason, that sneaky son of a bitch, he always wraps his gifts in different paper than the gifts that mom and dad, like we buy. For some unknown reason, I don't know why, but every time he comes to our house, his gifts are always wrapped in different types of paper.
Yeah, Santa uses different paper to our house too.
Yeah. So Santa wraps his gifts for sure in different style. And here's another thing too. If there is multiple people wrapping, you've been a part of, someone other than, like, sometimes. So have you ever been recruited by Santa to help wrap?
I have.
Yeah. So sometimes
You want to know how the phone conversation went?
Santa will ask,
Ring, 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 ring. Oh, honey, it's a number from the North Pole. Hello? Yes, this is him. Oh, really? You need a little help? Hey, anything for the big man in the red suit.
yeah.
And then that's where I go. Like, that's the
Yeah.
quick call.
Yeah.
Quick call.
So we have to, like, when we are drafted by Santa to help wrap,
Yeah.
I always make sure to have someone else sign from Santa
Yeah.
so they don't recognize it's, my writing.
Well, because it's a secret thing.
Yeah,
too.
because we don't want. These are questions that I just don't want to mess with. Those are questions that I don't want to answer.
Yeah.
But Santa doesn't wrap things at your place. does
Well, so it's kind of like Amazon Prime. That's how Santa's always how he's always been for ours. As a young lad, Santa always was kind of like we wanted him to have. Yeah, we always wanted Santa to save a little time at our house because we cared about him getting to other houses.
Oh yeah.
So my parents would always negotiate a settlement like, hey, if you throw an extra gift or two, you don't have to wrap Santa. You can just drop in piles.
You were working on contracts. You were bred for this shit,
Yeah,
bud.
it's a true story. So, and now my wife, who is bewildered by it, but when I'm like, we have to be agreeable to Santa because it's been this tradition now for like 36 years.
Yeah.
This will be my 36th Christmas, Dave.
Yeah.
So the reality of it is I've done it for so long. We need to continue to help the big fella out.
Right.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Sometimes, like, when we would get, like, for some reason or somehow, that magical son of a bitch would somehow wrangle, like, bicycles and all kinds of shit like that in that sleigh, and somehow wad them some bitches up and get them down the chimney and get them in the living room there.
Yeah.
Which you guys know how little my mom and dad's house is.
Yeah.
Getting a bicycle down there that's capable of holding a
Well, and
180-pound kid is not very easy.
Here's
but
the other thing.
He's full of magic.
Here's
but
the other
those
thing
were
about-
never wrapped.
Here's the other thing about Santa. That guy can pick a lock. Because
Oh yeah.
and he must have those dog treats that he mixes with something else that puts the dogs down.
Roofies.
Because our dogs seem to either just they know Santa must do some good ear scratching because they bark at everything. You could
Don't bark at
sneeze, but not Santa, and he doesn't. But is there any gifts that are traditions that happen every year? Because for the longest time, underwear and socks. We would get the underwear and socks every Christmas without fail.
No, stockings, he seems to always just do good on candy and the stockings for everybody. But that's kind of
That's the extent of it.
yeah.
I've gotten socks and underwear for the past probably 34 Christmases.
In your stocking or like as
No,
a gift?
like as a gift. Like you could always count on there being socks wrapped up
I think
and underwear.
I got, well, my mother-in-law started that trend about 4 years ago, maybe 5. No, it had to be more than 4 because I was still working at the mine when I got my first pair of these old Duluth undie pants.
Yeah.
And I think I've probably got
Bought
about
myself 12 pairs of those.
I think I got about 40 pairs of them because I got them for Christmas there. Good run. Had a good run with those.
Yeah.
Christmas traditions are something that I really, really enjoy. I really like. I always have. Now, the warden, she's all out. Doesn't like it.
Why?
I don't know. Just doesn't like the structure. She's a free spirit when it comes to things like
That's
that.
a wild thing.
It is. It is to certain things.
Kind of like his kids ripping open presents because that doesn't seem to fit.
Well,
the
see, that's
motif.
how they do it. That's how.
I mean, they don't just go. We don't say, "Here's your pile." Go
No.
wild."
Everybody does one at a time, but everybody
Yeah.
goes at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, everybody get one box. Ready, go. And then it's and then it's over. Okay, hold up what you got, and everybody shows what they got. And then it's
Now,
like,
see, I think it's because neither.
bing, round two.
I think
And
it's
it goes,
because nobody in the house smokes.
huh?
It seemed like there's always somebody smoking that was taking the pictures. Nobody smokes. Nobody takes pictures. Like, remember? Did you ever do the hold it up so everybody can see what you got?
100%.
Yeah,
And then
don't.
we switched to a camcorder. And Dad would set that bitch on a tripod out back in the corner here in the living room, and then it would just record the whole thing.
You take pictures of your kids now. What they got?
Not a chance.
Yeah, neither
no.
do we.
But
What do
we
you do?
said, well, yeah, that's fine. But remember, I said, I don't remember what show. It was a couple, I don't know what show it was, but I said we had the camcorder going.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
your brother
And
fighting.
me and my brother were fighting. He's like, God damn it, it's on camera.
Which,
Now
by the
you're
way-
going to know you ruined Christmas, you little bastard. You know what I mean?
And like that short's funny and
Yeah.
nothing. I don't get it.
yeah, it's
YouTube
wild.
shorts just piss
People
me
are
off.
idiots.
Is there on like the tradition front? Is there anything in your mind right now you can say you wish you would do?
Christmas cards. I think Christmas. I think that ties into my first topic. Another thing too, my Christmas tree, it's up right now in our living room.
Yeah.
Like I have erected our Christmas tree. Like it is up, but it has nothing on it. It's just a plain ass tree. And I feel like for me, which I know I put a lot of faith in the warden to do the decorating part of it because I'm not good at it. And she works her ass off too. She's gone all the time working. But I feel like we need to put up, I feel like as a tradition for me, if something going forward, I want to set a hard deadline on when I need to have my shit up and ready to go.
The weekend after Thanksgiving.
And that's too much. No, I was going to say maybe more like December 1st or my birthday, like say, hey, you need to have your tree up, decorated and ready to go by my birthday, which is December 10th. I feel like that's feasible. Because you still get those late November days that are nice enough to work outside, which, by the way, that was my birthday gift to myself, by the way. I bought Sasquatch with my
did you?
with my own birthday money.
Yeah, the kids
David,
are,
you didn't know about this yet.
the kids are excited about
I have
it.
an 8-foot tall Christmas Sasquatch
Oh, nice.
with a Christmas tree over his shoulder in my front yard.
Yeah,
Right?
he didn't nail it to the roof. So
No,
Rabbit
it's
ain't
not
get
on the
good.
roof. It's on the ground.
Rabbit ain't gonna get the call on that.
Nice.
Yeah, but no. If I had to, if I wanted to, if I was going to install a new Masoner Christmas tradition, I think it would be to do Christmas cards in the mail and to set a hard deadline on when my decor needed to be up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Dave?
There you
Probably Christmas cards.
Yeah,
Like we used to do it pretty regularly because we try to get pictures every year.
right.
With like sports and everything. And you were asked about like on my phone. There's probably not too many. I got a couple pictures, I bet, from Florida. There's probably more pictures of us on the podcast than there is anything else on my phone.
go. That's a sad state of
Like
affairs.
you, we got a phone call before the show from some friends of mine. That big guy there, that guy looked like he needed to go to the burn unit.
Yeah.
Now, that would have been a good Christmas card. David
Oh,
is
yeah.
red as that damn cup
Yeah.
he's got.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have anything new?
We always the Friday after Thanksgiving, we always went up to the resort and we would walk around and check out the Christmas decorations. And so a couple things. We bake cookies with Dad. Because if they wouldn't do it, like if it wouldn't be like us doing it, they never get done. But we bake cookies with Dad. And then we'll go down to Santa Claus, to the Land of Lights. But I think the one I'm going to try to add this year, and it's tough because I spend 5 days a week up there already, is let the kids go check out the resort and kind of run around, check out the Christmas decorations. It's so cool when it's lit up. But it's an underappreciated asset.
We normally do that once a year. Take the kids up there and let's see.
I have a friend that I worked with at the mine that their family goes to the Gaylord Opry
down in Nashville.
Hotel.
Like a big ice carvings. And
They have like their Christmas thing that they do down there is insane. Like they do like they get a suite and shit, and like they do Christmas morning and stuff there. Like they have for a few years. I guess.
Now that's a question. Let me ask you guys this, as it would be as a tradition. So you're a lot closer to it because your kids are older, but you still got Wild Bill, who's a kindergartner. But like, if it got to the point, would you tell your kids like, "Hey, we're going to go spend a week and name that place," but understand the trade-off. There's not going to be any gifts. This is our gift to you guys. Would you guys
I think
do
my
it?
spoiled ass brat kids would bitch because they wouldn't get any.
But I'm saying they're older. Like if your kids are like 15, 16 plus.
Yeah, like, hey, Santa's going to skip this year. He's going to just
pay for a week down in
say
Costa Rica.
Yeah, name your spot.
Bahamas.
I don't think my kids go for that.
When they're older, though?
I think it's tough to walk away.
I think I would miss Christmas with, like, if I couldn't take my
grandma and grandpa would have to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if I wouldn't take grandma and grandpa or great grandma and great grandpa and shit, like, and we had, like, I feel like it would be doing a disservice if they weren't involved. You know, it's like, hey, you know, oh yeah, last Christmas would have been real fun, but you guys were down in Jamaica. Oh, hope you had a good time. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Gam, we did. we knew you were going to make another one.
But no, I probably wouldn't. No, I know people that do that, and they take the whole fam damly, like the old Christmas vacation, like Cousin Eddie and the whole works. Like they go to Hilton Head or Nantucket or one of those places and get like a big old 20-person house and just do
I don't
Christmas.
think Nantucket would be very nice this time of year.
I don't know where that is.
That's East Coast.
Shut that up.
No, Massachusetts.
Shot that from the hip. But I think they just
Maine.
they go to Hilton Head or somewhere like that.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, you know what it is, though?
What?
It is time to hear from our good friends in Hour 2, Catering by Meyer. All right, fellas, I was wrong. I was premature on saying we're taking a break.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're not taking a break.
No.
We have to do 3 big things provided by our friend, Brad Ohanian.
Yeah. True patriot.
True patriot.
One hell of a model American.
Yes, he is. First one, McDonald's unveils Cosmics, its rival to Starbucks. The fast food chain has finally shared more details about its oddly secretive restaurant concept called Cosmics. Brad's note, you guys big coffee chain guys, or you make your own at home? Do we know anything about Cosmics?
I know that it's a thing. It's going to be like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks. You know, you just go in there, get your coffee or your iced latte schmate.
Yeah.
I bet they won't have like a McMuffin. It'll probably be like a McEverything bagel or a McCroissant.
Yeah.
A McSkinny.
Yeah.
McSkinny. And by the way, Brado, we're all make our own coffee at home, guys.
Yep.
Well,
Maxwell House or Folgers.
Zach does it with a French press.
Just press it.
Just press it. Well, he didn't have to press it because it does it automatically.
Did we press coffee in Florida?
Nope. We had a coffee maker there.
That we had to use
the spoon to prop open the flappadoo.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot. Avoid travelers' anxiety. The surest way to stress less at the airport during the holidays.
Drink.
Arrive with time to spare, of course.
Skip lagging.
At least 2 hours early is fine for domestic flights, according to standard Transportation Security Administration advice. When is the last time you've been to an airport? Are you an early arriver at the airport?
Yeah, so last January.
Did you just ask Dave if he's an early arrival? That's somebody's probably better. How early? 3-4 hours?
Yep. So when I flew out of Louisville, I think my flight left at 8 in the morning, and I tried to get there probably I probably got there at 3:45 or 4.
What?
Yeah, I left really early. I didn't know how busy it'd be. I had to return a rental car. Come to find out, you just drive the rental car to the place, and that's where you drop it off, like right there.
Yes,
Holy
Dave.
shit.
That's exactly how it works, Dave.
Yeah, so that's cool.
I mean, we're fairly early people, but we'll get there depending on when the flight is because we'll eat.
Maybe
like,
it
through
left
the
at
gate.
6 and I got there at 3. It was only like 3 hours, maybe 4.
There you
No
go.
more than 4.
Gigantic skull of prehistoric sea monster unearthed in England. This well-preserved fossil is pretty remarkable and pretty terrifying.
Is it Nessie?
If you can click on the link, pretty gnarly looking. And what the heck you think happened to all those dinosaurs? Well, Bretto, we can't get into that conversation.
Oh.
What happened to all the dinosaurs, Dave? Go ahead and
Well, it depends on what, there's lots of theories out there.
well, give us your favorite.
I don't know we should get into that.
Okay.
I haven't seen this giant skull found in England.
That's the rendering of it.
Eating a dolphin? That ain't that scary. Just like a long-nosed sea gator. A sea crocodile?
Ocean.
Crocodile.
Oh, that's a pliosaur.
Yeah, that's a Pliosaurus rex. No, I seen this gal found a megalodon tooth down there in Florida here
Oh, what?
recently.
Ah.
Yeah, that was big as rain. Big as my laptop all damn near.
Well, and there we go. That's the 3 big things for the week of December 11th
Ish.
Whatever it may be.
McCosmos.
What is that? So McDonald's is starting that?
Yeah, they got a little coffee shop and they park them next to MacD's, and it reminds you a little bit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Mr. Moon back in the day. I think just because of the name.
What in the hell's Mr. Moons?
God dang it. Google in there, Mr. Moon, McDonald's. Back in the 80s, like the toy was a little moon-headed guy and he had the dark sunglasses on. And he'd play like the nighttime TV.
No.
Yes, he did.
Dave, we were born in 87, respectively.
I was only born in 84.
Well, that's 3 more years than what we had.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I was toddling while you were still like shitting meconium.
Mr. Moon.
Mm-hmm. You don't remember him?
No.
Really? Ask Casey if he remembers him.
Casey, do you remember him?
No, you got a picture.
Show me a photo there, pal.
Mr. Moon McDonald's?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ha!
You don't remember him?
I do.
There you go.
No, Casey don't remember that guy.
Vaguely.
Yeah, see, you remember.
So
Vaguely.
what did he do though
He was just a mascot.
for McDonald's?
Well, yeah, it wasn't for Burger King.
Shut up. Make it mac tonight and breakfast tomorrow. How about damn?
I don't know. There we go. But now, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
we can go ahead and take a little break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Hour 2 is brought to you by our friends at Catering by Meyer. Close your eyes for a moment. Now think about this. You have to host a holiday party for family, a group that you're a part of, or for your office. Now imagine that you don't have time nor the desire to cook for all of those people. Guess what? Snap out of it. No problem at all. Our friends at Catering by Meyer are there to help you in your time of crisis. Don't get the holiday blues. Let Bubba and Jared at Catering by Meyer take care of the details and all the delicious food. There's plenty of pairing options to make everyone happy. Don't wait until it's too late. Call them today.
Hey,
All right.
and welcome back. Thank you to our friends at Catering by Meyer.
Oh, geez.
Now, maybe a little tight on holiday time by the time you hear this, but always time to start planning your graduation parties, your weddings, your bar mitzvahs, your bat mitzvahs, your quinceañeras, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Here's my topic. Because I was wondering about it. And this is a pretty common thing, but it's also a pretty big contradiction. So when I was growing up, you didn't take candy from strangers. You know, stranger danger.
Yeah.
There was always somebody in a white van.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they always picked white vans. Probably actually now because that's just a fleet vehicle. It's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
You know, so don't talk to strangers, yada, yada, yada. But then you get to Christmas time. And not only is it okay to talk to the stranger, but you go up to this whiskey-smelling stranger and you sit on his lap and let him give you a mint. And you tell him your deepest desires. And it just really blows my mind at how we all turned out and made it out alive. Because here you are. Don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers. Oh, that guy looks like a homeless bum. Oh, he smells like whiskey. Oh, don't take candy. And then, except now, why don't you just climb on up there, sit on that strange little fella's lap, let him put his arm around you, whisper in his ear what you want for Christmas, and take the candy out of his pocket and smile for the camera. It's just jacked up when you really think about it. We don't go to the Santas too often anymore, and I didn't know. Maybe it's just in my head. I knew it was messed up, but it really creeps me out. Like, I bet there's a lot of pederasses out there dressing up as old Santa Claus. You know, because the real one, he's out there, and I'd love to take my kids to the real one, but you don't know if it's the real one. Could be some, weirdo pederass.
Well, Dave, to cue in our listeners, Dave is talking about mall Santas and not Uncle Steve's, who sits at family reunions over in the corner.
But right? Like, you wouldn't just tell your kid to go sit on some stranger's lap and say, hey, free kid lap sittings right here.
Well,
Send your youngsters over.
Janelle took the kids today to take their picture with Santa. I don't think we've missed a picture with Santa.
Isn't that weird?
Since
Where?
the mall. Because then it's a good reminder that malls are dying too. But yeah. We participate in that. I will say from a legal compliance manner that has negotiated some deals with some Santa Clauses, there are some due diligence.
Checks?
Yes.
Okay, well, that makes
There's some due diligence that
They
goes
gotta
in.
go through Safe Sport before they come in.
There's some due diligence that's done. We do some checks. We obviously don't allow Santa to be alone with anybody, which I think is probably a big factor.
There's some people that might, there's some weirdos out there. Might not want to be alone.
No, well, I would hope that if you're standing there and you start to see Santa fondle your child, that you're going to beat the piss out of him.
Knock your block off.
Yeah.
I think what was really had me wondering is just like, and I never thought about it as a kid. Like, I knew, it's just Santa time. It's time to go. And it was always awkward. But like, how do kids, are they able to differentiate? Like, okay. Because I also remember seeing multiple Santas in a year. You know, you knew it wasn't always necessarily the real Santa. It was somebody helping
They're helpers.
Santa. Yeah, it's just Santa's helper just taking the message back. But, you know, you might catch one at the mall. Then there might be one at the grocery store down there. The day-old bread store.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So you'd see multiple Santa's helpers. But it was always okay to go sit on their lap. But I'd sure been told, and I tell my kids, hey, you just stay away from weirdos.
Well, dressing up and being a Santa's helper does not make you a weirdo, Dave.
Most of the time, whenever you're doing some lap sitting, I think it's got a lot to do with the situational awareness and then like the locale of the lap sitting.
And the organization in which you're doing this through.
Yeah. Like if you're at the mall and there's like this big Santa's castle and a line and a photographer and everything like that, I feel like it's a pretty controlled environment.
So let's talk about Jasper. We've taken the kids to Jasper. And there's one particular place, pretty popular.
Yeah.
You just take your kids up there to a yard barn. And you walk in the yard barn, dimly lit with extension cord lights. And you sit on Santa's lap in the yard barn. But I feel like any other time you wouldn't want to have your kid just strolling up to a yard barn on the side of the road.
Now, if it was me sitting in the yard barn.
I'm just saying, is there enough differentiation?
Yeah, the mother is wearing a red suit. Yes, there's a huge differentiation.
I don't know. You got a colorblind kid in the jumpsuit orange from the DuBois County Corrections. May look real close to red.
Yeah, but he's got a hat on and a giant red sack sitting next to him, or a correctional orange sack sitting next to him with a gargantuous white beard and a bowl like his cheeks are red like a bowl full of cherries. Yes.
Okay,
If you go to the mall, and it's a controlled environment.
I'll buy that.
Don't you dare ruin.
I've already ruined it in my head.
Yeah, I know. Don't you dare ruin it for these networks of Santas.
Yeah.
Like it's a union. Like it's a thing.
Have you ever
like
seen Bad Santa?
Yes, I have. You're not gonna shit right for a week. Yes, I have seen these absolute debaucheries. These awful false manifestations of the portrayal of Santa. I've seen them all. But these guys are usually so a friend of Justine's grandma, I don't know why I said that, granny, up in Lagodi has played Santa, was Santa's helper for years. He drove a Lincoln, damn nice Lincoln. And he would always come to the Toy Christmas and bring the gifts. Like that was his deal. Like he'd pull up in his big old Lincoln.
By the way, it's amazing how many people do that.
Yeah.
Like have a Santa actually deliver.
Yes, sir.
Do that.
Yep. There was another local husband and wife actually from Huntingburg that were a Mr. and Mrs. Claus duo. Yep. And they fit the bill. Because, this guy was a short, portly feller. Yep. His wife, matching size. They would, several guest appearances, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
There's, David, I don't think that you have to worry about. Now,
is this kind of akin to Dave and his parachute on an airplane tape?
No. I think it's just his fear of pedophilia, which I get. It's very logical. But I just don't think that...
Which, by the way, as the one sitting at the table that has represented individuals that have partaken in that kind of activity, there's a certain vibe that's given off in these situations, Dave, and it's very easy to pick up. I don't think, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. You're still going to know it's a pig. Like, if you're in some seedy back lot with a half-jack Santa wearing red sweatpants and not fancy red pants, and he's wearing black Velcro shoes and not boots, and his hat is stapled together, and it's just one of those deals. I think you're gonna know.
Or if he only weighs 140 pounds,
and he's got a little bit of a twitch in his left eye, could be a right eye. You just got to watch. You never know.
Unbelievable.
I think you'll be okay.
All right. Well.
I think we ought to take pictures with Santa. We need to find a Santa to go take pictures with.
We're running out of time.
I think we need to force this guy to sit on Santa's lap. That's what I think.
I don't know if you're big enough.
Well, according to TikTok user 679,
you better pack your lunch, Bubba.
That's some bitch the size of a small subcompact. No.
Now, mall Santas, now it says mall Santas.
Weird.
Wild.
Oh, wild.
But back in the day,
that was huge.
Dave, I can see your validity to a certain extent because there's a lot of record keeping that didn't go on back in the day. But in the more modern age, if you're a business that does this kind of thing and you're not doing at least a little bit of due diligence.
Could you imagine how that kind of negative PR could absolutely cripple an organization?
Well, so we've taken the kids. It's been a long time since we've taken a kid to see one of Santa's helpers.
Oh, I don't know if we. No, I shouldn't say.
I know we have, but it's been a long time. But every time, okay. So there's a work Christmas party, and I feel pretty good about that one because that's probably somebody's husband, or something.
That's been drafted by the big fella to
Yeah,
help out.
yeah. So that one I feel okay for, but like anytime that it was just like a random place, like, hey, come see Santa here, and I didn't know somebody. that
Hey,
knew to
Santa
help
Claus is going to be here from 3 to 4:30. Come on up and have your photo for $9.95.
And like as soon as my kid gets a little bit like, I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. Like, no, I'm not going to make you do that because you don't need to be like accustomed to thinking.
Did you ever have the experience with your own children when they seen Santa for the first time? They were absolutely mortified
Yeah,
and
man.
like screamed and
And
scared
that's
to
when you
death.
grab them up, tell them it's okay, and you don't have to sit with a strange person, and you just.
I think
Back up
Janelle and
road.
I were in the picture one year. Zoe was a little spooked, and I think Janelle might have sat on Santa's lap.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
I might have to go back and pull that.
If I was that Santa, sit down, honey. I'll make it feel better for you.
Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, I definitely was more of the hey, okay, don't make the kids sit down like in a like trust your instinct. Think he's a weirdo. Let's go.
Yeah, but kids are skittish about everything.
Good, let them be that way.
Yeah.
That's like a fight or flight thing.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't old enough to swing on somebody.
Especially no creepy ass mall Santa.
I don't know. I think Wild Bill might.
Yeah, well, Bill, he's a different breed.
That boy's ready for some wild turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was something I was saying about the other day, how weird it was.
I don't think.
Or I think that it's weird.
I think if I were to get in the car right now and drive to Eastland Mall and get some photos taken with Santa, I don't think I would bat an eye. I think I would just go do it and get it over with. Now, if my kids didn't want to do it, I'm not going to force them, not going to drag them up there or nothing, but I would at least give them a chance to make their own decision, I guess I would say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture too. I mean, I think just balling with the Easter bunny.
Oh,
Not balling like I had a bunch of money. Like balling like.
scared to death,
yeah.
crying.
Dave, you were 13.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
cameras weren't invented until.
Some of them pictures of the way them Easter bunnies looked like back in the day.
Pretty creepy.
God damn.
I never seen a bunny that big. They're like 9 foot tall with them ears. Get out of
We got a
here.
lot of eggs to carry.
Get out of here.
A lot of eggs to
Anyway,
carry.
that's what I had.
Out on mall Santas.
Yeah.
Man, I think it's situational.
Mm-hmm.
Really is.
Now, yard barn Santa, I'm probably all in on.
Because there's that little bit of risk that
Yeah.
enhances.
I mean,
the experience.
now that I'm a member of the community, I know it's fine. But like the first time I was down here for that, we were living up in Brazil, and we came down. She's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go do this because this is where Santa comes."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, no." But I mean, I guess it's probably fine now because I know the community. But
Uh-huh.
as an outsider, when you're wheeling your kid up to a meth shack to sit on a stranger's lap,
That's strong.
It was like in one courthouse square, Jasper, Indiana, right in the thick of it. It ain't
Here's
just
the other thing.
regular
You
old
think-
run-of-the-mill meth shack. If it was on a gravel road, if it was in Casey or I's front yard, out there on
I've been to some places.
1025.
It don't matter if you're at the courthouse or not. It's still kind of a sketchy place to be.
But here's the question for you. Do you think your lovely bride, the apple of your eye, the mother of your 3 children, would do anything to put one of her little cubs at risk at any point in their lives?
Absolutely not. But
So
I
then
don't
your
know.
reaction to this, you have to trust the local girl that has grown up in that community for how many ever years, that there's probably a high probability she knew who that was in that suit, who
Could have
Santa's
been.
helper was that day.
Just telling you, first time in the this neck of the woods, a lot to take in there.
Dave, I just think you get a little sketch. Yeah, not sketchy, skittish. You get skittish on some
Skittish.
things.
Yeah, I do.
You're a little bit of a
That's probably
skittish
it.
fella.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Anyway,
Mall Santas.
Weird.
I think you ought to have to be a mall Santa.
mm-mm.
You'd make a great mall
Gotta
Santa.
earn your stripes.
I don't like kids that much.
Hey, guess what, guys? Guess what? In keeping with the Christmas theme, we've had a Dear Dutchman sent in.
Here we go.
Dear Dutchman, I am curious, how many gifts do you buy for your children for Christmas? Does it go by the dollar amount per kid, or is it the number of gifts? This wanderer says, personally, I get all of my daughters the same amount of gifts. Otherwise, it's not fair. What say you? Sincerely, buying gifts for the little ones for Christmas.
155,000%. Does not matter the amount of money that is spent per child. The only thing that matters is how many boxes are wrapped and in each individual child's pile.
I'm 180 from that.
I would think your tough spot is your two boys are old enough to know that cost that and that didn't cost that.
Yeah, we are. So we are very much, we're the opposite of what you're saying. Now, for the little fella, he'll get more because they're lesser valued. The older boys normally have a list of stuff that they want for the upcoming baseball season,
Yes.
or
Yes.
maybe a hunting season that's coming up.
Yep.
So they're going to get, nobody gets one box. You might get one thing that's really nice and then at least some piddly shit.
Yes.
And then Santa is, Santa's just, every year Santa's pretty much the same across the board for everybody. Everybody gets about the same thing from Santa.
Right.
So yeah, that's how we roll. We're a dollar amount, not to the penny by any means necessarily.
Even when they were little. So what
Ours were always 5 years apart.
Well, yeah. You're right. So with me, in our situation, like I was saying, my kids are very close, So the twins, even if Max wanted something that cost $25,000 and Evelyn would have been completely, satisfied with $25, we still had to get more piddly shit for the other one to make up for the difference in the more expensive one's, deal. So it's a big numbers thing. So like we always try to stay equivalent in money spent, and we try to make it happen to where the amount of boxes that they open are the same as well. Because if like one kid gets done way before, since we do that whole one at a time thing, once you start getting skipped, and because somebody else has got 4 or 5 boxes left in their pile, that's where things start getting funky.
And even at 5 years apart, we've had that. We've had one like, oh man, I only got to open 2.
Yeah.
Everybody else is still hanging out and ripping open the paper.
Yeah.
Well, your one's pretty fancy there, kiddo.
Yeah.
So if you wanted, you can try on all 9 pairs of socks you got. Be sure they all fit the same.
Yeah.
Other than that,
tough shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough titty, said the kitty, but the
That's
milk's
right.
still good. But yeah, no, that's how it works with us. Like we try to our best to do both. Like and the thing is too, as when they're younger, the monetary value of the gift means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
And I would say that's probably my advice to the wanderer here that posed this question. For me, I think I think for all of us, it's situational based on the age of the kids, because their knowledge of what something cost obviously increases or improves as they age. Like right now, probably the biggest thing of it is that for Zoe girl, there's 5 to unwrap. For Ryan, there's 5 to unwrap. Rep man probably going to get the short end of the stick, and he's probably going to open up some of mom and dad's stuff. Because the middle one probably doesn't care, but it's the older one that'll know. Because she'll know how many he had versus what she had.
Exactly.
Now, Ryan will be to that age next year or so, probably. I mean, he's only 3, where he's going to be. Well, Zoe had 4, and I only had 3.
They get that internal tally mark going.
Yeah.
And then that's where we're at right now. It's
So
a tough spot.
I don't think there's a right answer. I think you work what works best for your situation. And I think, honestly, as long as your kids have something to open up on Christmas morning, then that's what really matters.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I got. So good question there. We appreciate it. And now we roll right into really everybody's probably favorite segment. Well, except maybe for the last pass, because then they know we're done. But it is time for the choice cut questions. And you know who sponsors that? Merkley and Sons.
Welcome to Merkley and Sons Choice Cuts Questions of the Week for the fellas, sponsored by our friends at Merkley and Sons. The ultimate smoke, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. When we did the now famously lost interview with the Merkley boys, one of the questions that was asked was what their thoughts were about Merkley meats being on the table for someone's Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's dinner year after year. It isn't lost on those Merkley boys that their quality meats are part of a lot of family traditions. If Merkley and Sons isn't on your holiday prep list, they should be. They offer a wide variety of quality meat cuts and products, no matter what you have for your holiday dinner. Start new or continue the tradition of stopping by Merkley and Sons today and load up for your holiday dinner.
All right, here we go. Thank you to our friends at Merkley and Sons. We appreciate it so much. Love you guys. Hopefully we can see you soon. Maybe we can get together and record a interview in February.
Yeah, it needs to happen.
Needs to happen. We got to get it on the books. Hey, today's
Deutsch. I know.
Today's.
That too.
By the way, did you see where somebody thought your bracelet was a candy bracelet and they were surprised it was still on your wrist?
Every time.
Yeah. Surprised you haven't eaten the candy there, fatso. Anyways, not that I'm calling you that.
Tons of fun.
Yeah. Take a ride on Tons of Funs. Hey, today's choice cut questions of the week for the fellas come from. Now, couch guy, you can't get upset about this. Can't get upset. You have to keep your cheeks on the couch. But one of the big guy's best buddies, Chris Schwinghammer.
Oh.
Big fan of the program. Hopefully you and your beautiful bride are doing well and the kids are well. Haven't seen them in a while. I think haven't seen them since they rocked out at the Gaslight Dutchman takeover Halloween party.
Oh, Rip and Beth.
Yeah, good costumes there. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
I suppose it depends on the size of the elephant, but I'd say at least probably about 615.
615, okay.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not pulling any punches here, pal.
He literally wrote that.
Yeah, that's number one. First question.
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? 1.
No way.
Just 1.
No way.
What if it was carrying like the Ebola virus and it ate it?
Elephants don't eat chickens, dickhead.
How do you know?
They eat peanuts.
And do you know how Ebola is spread?
No.
Through like respiratory droplets.
Who cares?
Okay.
What if it had, it ate 1.
What if it had sickle cell?
Yeah. What if it was hemophilia?
By the way, did you know that there's a treatment for sickle cell now?
No.
I think the FDA is getting ready to prove the first ever treatment for sickle cell anemia.
Wow.
I think that it would take a shit ton. Because that elephant skin, because my thing was, you could get the spurs and, one end of the neck. Mm-hmm. But the tough thing of it is that elephant skin.
Yeah, I think you'd have to have a bunch
Pretty
of
tough.
them poke the eyes
They look
out.
like scrotes. Their skin looks like scrotes.
The chicken?
No, the elephant.
The elephant's
looks like
skin
a scrotum.
looks like a scrotum. It's all wrinkly and sporadical hairs everywhere.
I thought you meant the
Second-
chicken because sometimes plucked chickens look that way.
Second question.
A chicken skin.
Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle?
Mm.
What a moron. Because it's not exposed to air, you dumbass.
That's your best friend you're laughing
I
at.
love him. I love him. And if that sumbitch wants to go round 4, bring it on.
I got nothing to add to that. Do you, Dave?
Yeah, that was going to be my answer.
Okay. What came first, the color orange or the fruit?
God dang it.
Well, I would say the color because I think the sunset happened before the orange. You know.
Well,
I think that the color happened before the fruit happened.
No, the fruit.
For the fruit to grow, it would have needed sunlight. You would have had the color orange from the sunlight.
Well, here's the thing. In our language, so our language, orange is
Orange.
If you look up, okay, so like in Spanish, I know this for a fact.
Oranje.
Aranja.
Okay.
The
close.
fruit is called an aranja. And I'm sure I'll be somebody will be super critical. But the color is anaranjado. Anaranjado is how you say the color orange, and the fruit is called an naranja. So our language, the fruit is called orange, and the color is orange. Like I was going to try to Google it up. I was going to try to search it up real quick on like how to say orange in German versus the color orange. You know what I mean? So I you know what I'm trying to get at? So like I don't know the name versus the fruit color. I don't know where it came. I don't know.
Okay.
You know where I was trying to go with that?
Yeah, but still the color would have come before the word.
You think?
Yeah.
I think the fruit came first
No way.
because I don't think you had the knowledge of what was the color orange.
But there was a sunset the first time.
Yeah,
How the hell did you know to call the sunset orange?
That's my point.
Because you saw it and you're like, oh. And then
Orange.
Oh,
and then you see this fruit blooming and you're like, oh,
Similar color?
orange.
You're a dumb son of a bitch.
You think so, but I bet I'm right.
why is the number 11 not pronounced 1T1? 1T1.
You're an idiot. I don't know, Chris. I don't know why it would not be called 1T1 or 1T2.
I think that's why it's not pronounced 1D1. Because you don't have 1D5. The question is, why is it teens and not ones like the others? You know, because you got 21 and 22, but you got 12 and 11. I'd say it probably has something to do
With the Greek origin of our language.
Mhm.
Yeah. What is the phone app you're most embarrassed to have or use?
Grinder.
No way. You're kidding.
I don't have Grinder. I don't know. The phone app that I'm most embarrassed that I have and use?
Have or use.
I don't know.
McDonald's.
Oh,
You have the McDonald's app?
I have the
Yeah.
Pizza Hut app.
I do too. The Chick-fil-A app's probably my favorite.
I don't know. I don't think I really have one. Shut up, couch guy.
I would say mine is probably most embarrassing one that I'm saying to have is I have like the NDOT. I have the NDOT app for like road conditions
Oh boy.
and only use it just a little bit. Like there, I mean, there it is, Dave. It sits right there by the weather. It's just the NDOT app.
Okay.
It's either that or, I'd say that's probably
The
the.
color came first. Nice.
I'm still looking at it.
Are you really still looking it up?
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably mine.
Oh, when I said aranja, it's actually naranja.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing thing someone has walked in on you doing?
Walked in on me doing? I don't know, taking a shit. Like with the door open. Or I didn't lock the door, maybe taking a dump, taking a shower. pounding my pud. I don't know. Not really anything. I don't think I've ever been caught choking the chicken. I don't think I've ever done that. No.
What? Never been caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you've never done that.
Oh. There's two people in this world. Two different kinds of people.
Okay.
People that masturbate, and then they say, and the people that
Lie about it.
the people that lie about it and say that they don't.
Yeah.
Walked in on me. I guess I don't have anything that's like jumping out as like a I don't think I have any of those. Nothing comes to mind.
Dressed up in women's clothing, nothing like that.
No.
Trying on your grandma's undie.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I mean, I'm sure there's embarrassing moments out there, but nothing's like jumping out.
Like, I'd say, I don't know. I'm trying to think. For some reason, I think there was a time where I maybe was caught looking at a nudie magazine. Maybe an old Playboy.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know. I don't know that.
I know where this question is pointed to.
Yeah. Is it pointed at you?
Yes.
Okay. Why do round pizzas come in square boxes?
It's hard to make a circle box.
Yeah, it's cheaper to make a square box. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Seriously. Well, hey, Zach Masner's best friend, Christian Hammer, thank you for those choice cuts.
Riveting question.
Yeah. Choice cut questions of the week for the fellas. Brought to you by our friends at Merkley and Sons. Now, the bad news is this episode has come to a close. The good news is we still have to record another episode after this. But before we do, it is time for the last pass, and it's time to hear from our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power.
The Last Pass is proudly brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Listen, our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power sell a lot of things. They sell some things that make great gifts under the tree, and they sell some things that make great gifts out in the garage or the barn. Whatever that you are in the market for, new or used, Hopf has got you covered. Have you been wanting a new Polaris side-by-side for a while? Don't ask Santa. Call Jared over at Hopf. Thinking about a Kubota tractor to ease with the grass mowing or other chores around the property? Don't ask Santa. Call Paul. Needing a new Land Pride implement for your Kubota tractor? Once again, don't ask Santa. Call Nick. Brad and the fellas are ready to help you guys today. Oh, and another thing, 0% for 84 months on select Kubota models through the end of this year is back.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. They had sharing some photos of some of those 0% interest for 84 months on some of those Kubota tractors.
Razors, they had
a hell of a razor deal on one.
4-seater razor today.
I think those guys. We have done a disservice to some of our sponsors because our friends at Merkley and Sons are giving away meat every week.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden, I see our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power doing it. I mean, Nick's giving $200 off on those beautiful smokers. Like, what do we got going on? Like, I think we've hurt our friends.
because they're giving so much good deals away. Yeah.
I just don't understand it. So here we go. Last pass. Big fella, we got.
Merry Christmas. Don't forget the reason for the season. Don't get caught in the rat race of trying to buy materialistic bullshit that really in the long run doesn't mean a hill of beans. Spend the time with your family. Cherish those moments. Make those traditions like Casey was talking about. If you want to, make new ones, do it. Kiss your loved ones and tell them you love them, and enjoy your time with them. Merry Christmas. Thanks a lot for following along, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
There we go.
Yeah, I just Merry Christmas to everybody, or Happy Holidays. I hope you have a good holiday, celebrating whatever the hell it is to celebrate. long as you're doing it with folks you love and want to be around. Other than that, I don't have much. Just enjoy the time off. Everybody's probably got some time off no matter what you're celebrating. So, take the time, clear your mind, and have a good one.
Very much. First things first. Very Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Certainly take the time to enjoy. Spend the time with the loved ones. Make some new memories. Put your cell phones down at home when you're celebrating the holidays. Papa Frank said he instilled a new rule in the house that your phone just doesn't get out of your pocket. Mm-hmm. Goes on the counter or stays out in your vehicle these holiday season because you need to spend the time playing a card game, playing dominoes, pulling out that old Monopoly, whatever it may be. Watching a Christmas movie, watching any movie. Just take the time to spend time with the ones you love because there's certainly, you never know what may happen down the road. But certainly grateful and thankful for everybody. When we wish you guys a Merry Christmas, we've become to know a lot of you through interactions on social media and everything else. And, we always say the door at Smoker's Lounge is always open. And, if you find yourself struggling this holiday season because there's something you just can't quite get past or can't quite shake, by all means, please reach out. We'll be around and, we'll be there for you. So with that, Merry freaking Christmas.
You filthy
animals. Dutchman out.